The Dead Sea finally fulfilled Bible prophecy, and Christians were shocked. Society has recently become the center of an amazing event, and many people consider it to be the culmination of the ancient prophecy. This event has colored Christians around the world with shock and awe, and has rekindled the old debate about the prophecy of the Bible, the divine intervention, and the significance of it in the future. Then, what exactly happened, and why did it attract so much attention? What do these signs tell us about the future, and how can they be related to the teaching of the Bible? Before we explore these interesting questions and reveal the deeper meaning of this phenomenon, we ask you to join us in the journey to spread the message of God by subscribing. Together, we can spread the light to more people by sharing the revelation of this amazing age. Now, let's explore the mystery of the prophecy of the Bible. Society, which is well known for its unique landscape, is also becoming the home of more and more large-scale sinkholes. This interesting geological phenomenon occurs in the process in which the water that seeps into the ground interacts with the salt and silt beneath the surface. As a result of this interaction, the salt melts, leaving a large empty space. As the salt melts and disappears, the top layer of the house collapses, and a large and impressive-sized hole is formed. This phenomenon is not limited to the coastline. Some sinkholes are formed beneath the surface of the water, and some are hidden beneath the surface of the sea. White painted rocks are piled up along the riverbed of the sea, and in this harsh environment, they look like old bones, adding a spooky atmosphere to the landscape. If a place with water can look like a ghost town, society will definitely stand at the center of it. Society is unique in many ways. It is the lowest place in the world, located more than 400 meters below sea level, and is also known as the hottest region in Israel. As the name suggests, it is a place where physical creatures cannot live due to the high salt content. The salt content is about 10 times higher than that of ordinary seawater, making it impossible for fish or other aquatic life to survive, making it a desolate but fascinating place. However, the name of the society may make visitors disappointed, but in reality, it is the opposite. The vivid and surreal beauty of the society leaves an unforgettable impression on those who have the fortune to experience it. This amazing landscape created by the power of nature has a unique charm that creates surprise and unease. It is a place that cannot be compared to any other place on Earth. The formation of the sinkhole itself is also attractive. The water from the underground spring melts the thick salt layer, weakens the structure below the surface, and penetrates the soil. These underground activities eventually collapse the house, creating more and more sinkholes around the society. This phenomenon may sound like a natural disaster, but it is actually quite dangerous. This formation has a strange charm. It looks like an oasis in a desert covered with salt. The minerals left by the melted salt color the water in the sinkhole and create patches of green, blue, and deep blue in the area around the society. This strange harmony of creation and destruction provides a rare and almost poetic beauty. However, the appearance of these sinkholes has brought serious challenges to the region. Due to the unpredictable state of the house, even the most active and visited areas around the society are threatened. At one time, the popular beaches and roads were closed, and safety issues became the top priority. As more and more sinkholes appear, the surrounding area is becoming unstable, so it is becoming dangerous for people to explore or pass through this area. This systemic instability has made it almost impossible to build new projects in this area. Insurance companies are reluctant to guarantee potential damage, so they consider this area to be too dangerous to invest in. As a result, the regional economy, which once benefited from tourism and development, is being hit hard by this natural phenomenon. However, among these challenges, the sinkhole shows an amazing reversal. You can see that the life that was thought to have disappeared is recovering again. These quiet lands, which were once considered dangerous, are now becoming a resting place for various plants. At the edge of some sinkholes, a small oasis where plants grow in the dry landscape with the roots of green plants. What's even more surprising is that fish have been seen in the sinkhole water. Depending on the reduction in salinity in some areas, it seems that a more suitable environment has been created for a certain type of life to live. This is a clear contrast to the society where life does not exist. The birds that are now heard more often around the sinkhole indicate the possibility that this area will become an important resting place for iron birds. The appearance of life in the sinkhole provides a light of hope and shows the resilience of nature. The overall environment around the sinkhole is still too harsh to live in, but these small spaces of life indicate the possibility of change. This symbolizes that nature is adapting quietly and recreating the changing terrain, and shows a subtle balance between decay and regeneration. Despite the name and desolate image of the sinkhole, it shows that life can take root in the environment around it. This unique lake is known as a desolate stream with no life for a long time, as it is adjacent to Israel and Palestine in the west and Jordan in the east. Scientists have believed that plants and animals cannot reproduce there because of the extreme salinity and the concentration of salt almost 10 times higher than that of seawater. However, in 2011, scientists discovered evidence of life beneath the surface of the lake and challenged their long-standing belief. This amazing discovery was made. Since then, this discovery has aroused excitement and curiosity. In particular, the news that fish and plants are growing in the desolate lake that appeared in the ocean with breaking Israel news reported attracted great attention. This new discovery of life coincides with the prophecy recorded in the Bible. On that day, water will flow from Jerusalem to the east and to the west. It will be so in the summer and in the winter. The story located in the east of Jerusalem in the 8th chapter of the book of Zechariah is directly connected to the prophetic vision that contains such abundance and recovery, as well as another prophecy in the book of Ezekiel about the return of life to society. The fish will stand on it, and it will be a place where the water flows from Engedi to Eneglaim. The fish will be as deep as the fish of the sea depending on the type of fish. In Ezekiel 47, verse 10, we can see these prophecies being fulfilled on that day. The ocean of society has a new pool, and it is creating such a wonderful scene. It is not only visually surprising that the society is alive and the plants are growing in various colors, but it also provides a spiritual experience that is deeply connected to the historical and religious importance of this land. If we are lucky, we will be able to see such a beautiful scene on that day. This is an amazing contrast to the boundary of society. This land is located at an altitude of more than 400 meters above sea level and is covered with thick layers of salt. According to the Bible, this land was once fertile and rich in water, and this is recorded in the book of Genesis. The story surrounding the change of the society was an interesting turning point led by the research team at the University of Vancouver in 2011. What the research team found by diving into the bottom of the sea was a huge pool covered with microplastics that release water. The research team discussed the possibility of nature's recovery and regeneration. Despite this amazing discovery, it was not widely known and was relatively unnoticed by the scientific community and the media. This lack of interest raises questions about how we recognize and report on the changes in the environment, and how we can reflect the spiritual and cultural influence of life in a place that was once considered to be damaged and irreversible. The American resident of Jerusalem, B. Samantha Siegel, made an amazing discovery while walking along the coast. She found it very interesting. However, she later realized the true meaning of her discovery by rereading the Gospels. She deeply recognized that this moment was the fulfillment of the Gospels and was deeply moved by it. Siegel also witnessed a family of ducks that had been abandoned for a long time and the symbolic scene of life coming back. She described it as a beautiful narrative about resurrection and recovery. Siegel emphasized the spiritual symbolism of society. The salty water of society, located at the lowest point on earth, is the source of comfort. She described this experience as a metaphor for God's existence in our lives and explained that we can be comforted even at the lowest point of our lives, as we cannot sink from society. This metaphor is a message of hope for the people of the world. Siegel also described the experience as a special experience that cannot be experienced anywhere else. Visitors can easily float up and even stand upright while maintaining buoyancy. This is a surreal experience that fascinates all those who seek society. The historical context adds another interesting layer. Jewish historian Josephus recorded the story of throwing people who could not swim into society to test popular belief that they could easily float up. However, as everyone knows, salty water should be careful not to touch the eyes and mouth. This is because it can be very uncomfortable. The story provides unforgettable experiences to tourists. Many people enjoy swimming in salty water. This provides an opportunity to take pictures and makes the visit even more special. For years, the name of the sea has been called the Sea of Evil, the Sea of Smell, the Sea of Asphalt, and so on. Although the present is bleak, the surrounding areas were once abundant and often compared to the mountains of Eden. However, the Bible verses in Genesis 13:10, Deuteronomy 29:23, Jeremiah 17:6, and so on have recorded that God's judgment will come to pass. This symbolizes the result of moral failure. The destruction caused by fire and sulfur changed this valley forever and created the dry environment we see today. The surface of the sea is often covered by mysterious fog. This is a phenomenon that occurs due to evaporation and reminds us of the smoke in the modern context. The Sea of Eden is a powerful symbol of God's judgment and reflects the result of sin and moral failure. However, despite the current bleak state, the Bible assures us that this ancient water is destined to be regenerated. According to the prophecy of the Bible, when Jesus rules the earth for 1,000 years, a river that gives life will be restored. This promise is vividly described in the prophecies of Ezekiel and Zechariah, and in the age they prophesied, fishermen would fish once again on the Sea of Eden. This image strongly testifies to God's ability to restore what was considered lifeless for a long time. In Proverbs 5:97, the prophet of Babylon described his vision in his book 47. He saw the river flowing from the Temple of Jerusalem going down to the Sea of Eden. He said, this river would not only rejuvenate the salty water and turn it into a lively environment, but would also give life to various fish like those found on the Mediterranean. Proverbs 47:8-12 is the key to this promise. This water will flow eastward and go down to the Sea of Eden. The salty water will be rejuvenated there. Every place where this river flows will be full of living creatures. Many fish will live there. This water will give life. Fishermen will stand on the Sea of Eden and fill it with water from Engedi to Enneaglyme. The fish will be of various kinds. Like the fish on the Mediterranean, this vision contains a deep desire for rejuvenation and reflects the hope that the people of Israel will return to their homeland and reconnect with God. The resurrection of the Sea of Eden symbolizes Israel's destiny to be completely restored, the fulfillment of the prophecy. Surprisingly, we are witnessing the fulfillment of this prophecy today. The economy of Israel has flourished and made the country a global leader. This reflects the promise of the Bible that God will fulfill these prophecies as a long-awaited Messiah. God will give the people of Israel a new heart, wash away their sins, and bring about spiritual renewal. The resurrection of the Sea of Eden symbolizes God's ability to keep us. Just as the water without life in the Sea of Eden is changing, so is the water without life in the Sea of Eden. The Bible tells us about 75% of the prophecies of Ezekiel and 81% of the prophecies of the whole Bible. These promises reinforce our faith that the rest of the prophecies will be fulfilled. This is vividly described in the prophecy of John. This scene is the stage of the second coming, where life comes out of death and renewal becomes the overall theme. The resurrection of the Sea of Eden reflects this profound biblical theme and marks an important moment in history and faith. Hope for renewal and the change of the Sea of Eden are the themes of the second coming. These themes are hope, renewal, and God's intervention. These themes reveal that life can come out of death in the most unexpected and absurd places. As we witness this miraculous change in one of the most unique ecosystems in the world, we have the opportunity to witness the resurrection of the Sea of Eden. The resurrection of the Sea of Eden inspires us to believe in the possibility of renewal and recovery in our personal journey. Whether this is a spiritual miracle or a historical event, the story of the Sea of Eden remains a testimony to the promise of faith and everlasting recovery.